Hello, my friend. I hope you're doing well today. Listen, this message is about voodoo magic. It's not really a pleasant message. It's not going to resonate with everybody. And, you know, I'm just forewarning you. If this is not something that you want to hear about, then this isn't the message for you. So I'll catch you in the next one. And whoever this message is for, it's going to offer you some type of validation, some type of confirmation, or an update on the situation. I do see several different scenarios here. So there are many people who have had voodoo magic done on them by just evil people, people with a low frequency, a low state of consciousness, people who dabble around with black magic, like witches, like dark witches, you know what I mean? Like people who are not God aligned. Because obviously they're not God aligned, right? Because if you're God aligned, you can't do malicious things to other people. If you're truly God aligned. There are a lot of false people out there who pretend to like love God and to you know, be aligned with the source, the absolute, that high frequency, but it's an act. You know, those people are very manipulative and narcissistic. So in fact, the people who have done voodoo magic on you are narcissistic people. They're manipulative people. They're opportunistic people. So here's what I'm seeing. There were 3 women. They could have been 3 sisters who did magic, who did this voodoo magic, black magic on you. Or it could be one woman who hired 2 people, 2 other women. It was always women that did this black magic on you. Even if they were associated with male partners, or there were like some type of male person involved, it was the women who initiated this voodoo magic, who did it, who orchestrated the events. Okay, so it could have been 3 sisters. It could have been one person who hired 2 women. It could have been on 2 separate occasions. It could have been like a woman one time, it didn't work, so they went to another woman. Or it could have been one woman with 2 friends, 2 female friends, like best friends, or people they worked with. People they did like ritualistic magic on. Okay? Now the reason why they did this to you was, like I said, to prevent you from, well, not always. Ultimately it was to prevent you from fulfilling your path, fulfilling your purpose, from going through your healing process and like rising from the ashes. Okay? Oh, so many of these people kicked you while you were down. That's what I'm hearing. They kicked you while you were down. Like you were already going through something. You already were experiencing some type of trauma or mistreatment. And then they sought this opportunity when you were in like a weakened state to attack you, sabotage you, and really try to hurt you. It was intentional. Like this was all intentional stuff done to you, you know. And I think when you haven't had intentional malice done on you, and you haven't been through these situations where people were really trying to hurt you and sabotage you, it's hard to relate to the emotion and like the degree of healing that you've had to go through. I do see so many people who have not really been through these really serious situations, like come into the comment section and try to offer some type of like advice or something, and you can tell they just don't get it. They just don't understand the magnitude of what you went through, having gone through these really like serious situations. Okay, but God understands, and God is bringing this message forth. God puts this message in me to articulate to you, comes through me in my meditations and my intuition, and just like signs from the universe. And actually this message has been coming through for a while. Not a while, like I'd say like the past 3 or 4 days, which it feels like a while, but yeah. So when it was the three women who were sisters, it's like they dabble around with magic for a long time in very secret ways. They still try to keep it hidden, actually. I see that not all three of those women are still alive and present right now. And that was one of their punishment, or some of them were punished, like they were just taken out the game. But these women tried to stop you since you were, like, honestly in the womb. Like, they knew who you were coming here. You were like a reincarnated ascended master, or like goddess or god or something. Like reincarnated, meaning you've had many lives and you reached like a level of ascension or a level of consciousness, and then you came back onto this earth to assist humanity. Like, you're kind of like royal. You come from like a very like high up spiritual legacy or spiritual like bloodline, because you're close with God, but because you've evolved so much on a soul level. Okay, but these three women that are sisters have done so much black magic on you, voodoo magic and all types of magic on you, to stop you from the very get-go. And it's like they came at you your whole life. They have recently stopped because karma is kicking their ass. I mean that. Like, they know that, like, again, this is not a pleasant message, but they know that, like, the angel of death is coming for them. They know that there's no getting out of what they did. Even if they tried, it's almost like they accepted it. And they're just like trying to make the best of the rest of their time here, but it's not a pleasant experience for them. That's for the three sisters. Now, I am seeing there is one woman who either hired spiritual practitioners once or twice to do voodoo magic on you. And I am seeing that for all of these situations, this voodoo magic left a permanent damage on you physically. It left permanent marks on you physically. You actually have marks to prove it, or you have some type of scars, or you have some type of permanent health issue from the voodoo magic. It didn't kill you, like it didn't, but it did leave permanent damage. So there was this one woman who hired somebody to do it, and like Louisiana, New Orleans is coming up. So they hired somebody who dabbles in this stuff because, why? Why did they do this to you? Because you hurt their feelings. Because you saw through their mask. Because I'm seeing you were initially placed in this person's life to assist them, but this person didn't get what they wanted from you. They weren't able to trick you or fool you. They were a very highly manipulative person. They still are a highly manipulative person. You realized this and you called them out on something. You were like, you called them out on their behavior, and they didn't like it. I guess the relationship ended somehow, and then they wanted to punish you for hurting their feelings. So they went and hired somebody. See now, before they hired somebody, the reason why this person wanted to get close to you, even though you were placed in their life, wasn't because they genuinely liked you. It was because they saw that you had something that they wanted, that they desperately wanted. And I think it is a spiritual gift. You would just have the gift of intuition. You just are like, you have spiritual gifts that this person wanted. You were able, like, you just, even your character, because you're a very moral, like, you have a lot of integrity, you have high standards, but you were going through a healing process. It's almost like this person was acting like they were helping you, but they were really trying to get something from you. And when you realized that they weren't who they said they were. You called them out on it, and this person like had a meltdown. The relationship ended, and they went to somebody. They paid money for this spiritual practitioner. I'm also seeing England or London. So it could not only be Louisiana, like New Orleans, Louisiana. It could have been somebody from like England or like in London. Anyways, this person did a series of voodoo magic on you to hurt you. And it did hit you. And that's what I'm saying, that it left permanent damage on you. This person tried to steal your life purpose unsuccessfully. Now, this person did it because they like have unresolved rage and anger. Ew. This person actually tries to act like they're here to make the world a better place. They actually try to help people. They are like some type of self-help coach. Like they present themselves as like a coach or some type of like behavioral therapist or somebody that wants to help people repattern their life, which is just so messed up to me because they actually have contributed to making the world not a good place. They were stripped of whatever spiritual alignment they had or spiritual gifts that they had prior to meeting you. They were stripped of these because of the black magic they did. And actually, that black magic and voodoo magic they did on you wasn't the first time that they hurt somebody. They actually contributed to their own sister's passing because they are such a selfish, self-serving, awful person. And the reason why they try to help people now is to absolve themselves of the own shame that they carry for contributing to their own family members' passing. It's not an actual benevolent thing they want to do for other people. It's like they are so narcissistic that they need to like, they feel sorry for themselves. They were like trying to control the narrative by making themselves feel better, like making them feel like they're a good person. But they're not a good person. They are an evil, manipulative person. I'm feeling a way about this because I'm seeing that they have seriously destroyed people's lives. And they walk around like they're a good person. They take money from people. But like I said, God's not letting them move forward. I need to take a drink. Hold on. God's not letting them move forward. God's not even allowing this business or whatever they do for coaching like succeed in any way. In other words, they're never going to make a living off of this because they've done so many horrible things to people and they refuse to apologize for it. They don't feel sorry for it. And that's the sickest thing about all of these people who have done voodoo magic on you. They don't feel sorry about it. They feel sorry for themselves that they got caught, that God saw, that God stopped them. They feel sorry for themselves because they can't go around manipulating people anymore. I'm seeing that like they're homeless or poor, or that they're needing to rely on somebody else to take care of them. But it's always like, because they're so manipulative, they can hook people in who are operating on a low frequency, but then it doesn't work out in their favor. Okay, and I'm seeing a third scenario with a person who got mad at you because you bruised their ego because they tried to disrespect you in some way. And then they were like, I'm gonna punish you and get revenge. And they, with their best friends or close friends, tried to do this voodoo magic on you. They too have been stripped of all their spiritual gifts. These people this one's actually scary because these people actually work with the Reiki energy. They work with the Reiki energy and they actually do like past life regressions. So they actually work with people's mind, and some people fall for them, like fall for their act. They have an act. Oh, They even work with children. This is not good, but they have been stopped. Like, they're not allowed to work with children, and they're not allowed to make money off of these businesses because they are so evil. So what does this have to do with you? Why is this message coming up right now? It's like when you decide to intentionally create some type of doll to hurt somebody, the backlash of that is so much worse than just like making a little bit of a mistake or playing around with low frequency energy. And so these people, not only are they being like stripped of whatever forward movement, the angel of death is coming for them. And I know that's not something that you want to hear. It's because I know that's not something you would wish upon them, but it's really not in your hands. And the message is like, they did so much damage to not just you, but to so many people because of their own anger and their own rage, that there's no coming back from it at all. There's no like creating good karma for yourself. Some of these people have accepted their fate, and it's almost like, well, you know, my life is going to end one way or another, so I'm going to just accept it. But what they don't realize is that they're going to like go through some type of process in the afterlife that is going to make them learn a lesson. It's going to like make them learn a lesson. So whatever they're refusing to see right now, or whatever aspects and whatever ways they're refusing to evolve and grow, they're going to be made to. They're actually, what I'm seeing is that they're going to be made to feel everything that they made these other people feel. And now they don't mess with you anymore. They don't mess with you anymore. But that doesn't mean that they don't mess with other people. Because like I said, they're narcissistic people. They're manipulative, opportunistic people with huge egos. Some of these people do work with the tarot or some type of divination method. Maybe like the I Ching or something. Or they created their own tarot cards because they didn't like what the tarot was telling them. It's like these people are really like I want to say like mentally ill, like psychopathic type of people. But Opal got an itch that she can't satisfy. And so it's almost like they have an itch that they can't satisfy. So it's like the bad karma and the negative energy coming at them, they can't get rid of it no matter what they do. And some of them have turned to like religion in some sort, like Buddha, Jesus, like they're seeking out like these ascended masters. Like Kuan Yin is coming through. They're seeking out some type of like guidance by some spiritual figure, but the result is always the same. You reap what you sow. And these people have sowed like disease and destruction, and like that's what they're reaping back, like the Grim Reaper. So this is, that's just confirmation. You can expect to, if you are like keeping tabs on them in some way or somehow, you can expect that they are not. It's not a pretty situation, and some of them are really. It's the end for them. Okay, like I said, it's not a pleasant message. But for some of you, this is some type of confirmation or some type of update that you need to hear. And so for these people that did work with the Reiki, the thing about Reiki is anybody can tap into that energy. You don't really need to be go through some type of like initiation process for it, that energy, it does operate at a higher frequency than most of, than like where the collective consciousness is on earth right now, but it's not the highest frequency. And honestly, if you are looking to tap into a healing frequency, you gotta like work directly with God. You do not need to work with symbols. You do not need to pay a lot of money to do it. All you need to do is go inward and align your own energy. Work through whatever's there and align your own energy. God will put you through an initiation process, and God will call you to do this and call you back to it. And so, you know, be cautious when you work with that stuff. It opens up. I know like some of you think that Reiki is like a benevolent energy, and it is. You can't hurt somebody with Reiki, but people who do not have good intentions can tap into the Reiki energy. All right, so like while they might be trying to like help you, their energy is also doing destructive things to other people. So be very careful. I know that there are people here who do work with that type of energy, and you are a kind, benevolent person, but not everybody is. And quick story, my daughter was at a carnival, and she had her wallet stolen. Her wallet that had like keys attached to it. It was like a series, like a bunch of clutch bags that had like keys attached to it. And she had it 1 second, and then it was gone the next second. And she was like, I just know somebody took it. So we went back to go look for it. And I kept getting the vision that somebody did steal it. They emptied the wallet, and then they threw the whole thing out with the keys in it. And she's like, why would somebody throw my keys out? Like, why would somebody do that? And I was just trying to explain to her that, like, there are some really evil people, really malicious, jealous people who are wounded on this earth. And they just, it's like a disease of the heart, disease of the mind. They operate at such a low frequency that they don't think twice to do vengeful things to other people until it's done to them. You know, they really don't learn their lessons until they are exposed in some way to that darkness. And like, she couldn't identify with that. And I get it, you know, because like when you are a pure soul, when you have like loving energy inside of you, you cannot relate to doing these horrible things to other people. But yet here we are placed on this earth where there is so much like just malice and just like low frequencies, low consciousness, like just a lot of destruction, a lot of damage, a lot of people who enjoy that stuff. And they're like, ha, you deserved it. Ha, you deserved it. When meanwhile, nobody deserves that, you know? But in this game, there are rules, and the rules are what you put out is what you get back. And karma, if you put out a lot of negative energy, karma's gonna insert a lot of negative energy into your life, and karma doesn't miss. So yeah, that's the message. And you know, I want you, and what spirit wants of you is to just maintain your alignment, just to continue to tap into God's frequency. You can heal yourself. And while you might have permanent damage, it hasn't stopped you from being able to be like a healing frequency. It hasn't tampered with your light. In fact, your light has gotten so much brighter because of it. You didn't deserve it. You did have to like dig deep and go through it, because they did all kick you when you were down. Because you know what? They got to kick you when they're down. Because when you're up, they don't even stand a chance. They got to kick you when you're down. They got to kick you when they think you're weak, because they're weak. And well, the situation's playing out, and you can see firsthand how weak they truly are. They're like grabbing, and they're not getting anywhere. So I just saw 2424 on the timer. That's confirmation. 24, the number 24, you might be seeing 24 around. 24, 24. Or 12, 48, 12, or 3. The number 3. The number 3, the Trinity. So you, spirit, and source, okay? God's got your back. Your spirit has your back. And people can't F with you no more, okay? So trust in that. You are so loved. You are so valued, like God values you so much and is so thankful that you are like here doing the hard work. This is a long message. If you're still here, thank you. I know most people drop out like, I don't know, like 7 minutes in or so. But yeah, I appreciate you. I'm so grateful to be here with you. Continue to love yourself. Continue to spread your beautiful light. Take care of yourself and like maintain your alignment, okay? I'll catch you in the next video. I hope you have a great day.